Hi, my name is Karim.
My name is Brooke.
CG Carpenter.
David Lynn.
Dylan.
Mike.
Anthony Coyle.
Jesse.
And I declare
BS.
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 I think the Call BS campaign is effective because it's youth-driven. A firm believer that youth know exactly what they need and that adults need to step back and give them opportunities.
My name is Michael Schrader, and I'm a teacher in the Vancouver School Board. When I was in university, I went through a bipolar episode, and the bipolar episode in itself was difficult enough. But in my opinion, it was the stigma that surrounds mental illness that was the most difficult for me to get through.
My name is Mike, and I suffer from depression and anxiety.
Not very many people came up and talked to me.
I didn't think there was a program out there for me.
A lot of people with mental illnesses, they do not come out and talk about it.
Say you're depressed or whatnot, like people will tell you, it's like, oh, well, just suck it up. It's not a real illness. You're not actually sick.
It hits close to home because we are familiar with mental illness. We have it in our family.
It's an illness like anything else.
They're not comfortable in opening up.
People are always afraid of what their peers think of them.
There is a stigma surrounding this sort of stuff.
Maybe because of lack of awareness, lack of resources.
I didn't really believe it at first, and I just sort of brushed it off because I didn't really think it mattered. But as I got older, I noticed that it was really starting to affect me, and I started to take it more seriously.
I had the idea that I would cycle around the world to do my little part in battling the stigma that surrounds mental illness. Mental illness was portrayed as dangerous. The vast majority are contributing members of society. Most go undiagnosed. Most don't seek medical attention. I was led to believe that it was something I had to be ashamed about, that it was something I couldn't talk about.
What stopped me from getting help at first was like the stigma that goes along with mental illness.
If you have a school counselor that you can talk to, I've talked to many school counselors who are an amazing resource to kids who aren't ready to even tell their parents that they're struggling. So starting with a school counselor.
Often when we have young people calling, it's because the level of crisis that they're in is pretty high. So it's often young people that are looking for a shelter bed. It's young people maybe who are incarcerated and are looking for a recovery home to get to when they're released. It could be that they're having difficulty at school. It could be that they're using drugs and alcohol. It could be that they seem depressed or anxious. And so that's a fairly common first step.
Some of the things that we really recommend to young people in working in mental health is exercise. Even if you can drag your body out the door and do a walk around the block or go to the local park and do a little walk. Exercise is so powerful in terms of what it does for your brain chemistry.
Find some good friends that don't judge you for any illness that you have.
People need to be aware of the services that are out there.
Help yourself. The contacts are out there.
In schools and universities, have seminars, make it more normal.
Different counselors.
The early psychosis intervention program.
Open door group.
I think education and awareness is the first key, because that's the biggest problem, is that it's hush-hush.
What's great about BC 211 is we, through the assessment process, when we're talking to people on the phone, really helping to identify what that young person and that family's needs are, we can really narrow down the search for resources and really help people to see a clear path.
Why aren't we celebrating the fact that Steve Jobs was hypomanic or mildly bipolar? Why don't we know that Winston Churchill was bipolar, arguably the greatest prime minister that England's ever known? Why don't we talk about the fact that Van Gogh was nutty, and he's one of the greatest artists? And I use the word nutty and crazy because, again, I'm not into this political correctness.
It's something you will probably have to deal with your whole life, but it can get better and you can learn to cope with it, and it's not a hindrance to doing anything you want to do in life.
There's a lot of hope to anyone that's been newly diagnosed with mental illness or is struggling to get their mental illness under control. And here's the hope. You never know what tomorrow brings. Let's get talking. Let's end the stigma.
My name is Parneet, and I declare BS.
My name is Tracy, and I call BS.
I'm Jennifer, and I declare BS. I'm Karen, and I declare BS.
My name is Paige, and I call BS.
I'm Andrew, and I declare BS.
So I'm Christine Deju, and I declare BS.
Hiro Asada, and I declare BS.
My name is Michael Schrader, and I call BS.
I'm Ryan, and this is Bull.